We are back here at Missouri Valley Football Conference Media Day. Great to be joined by the head coach of the Murray State Racers, Jody Wright. Coach Wright, good to see you. It's
Good to
always
see
good to
you.
see your smile.
I'm hoping to get a smile a little more this year.
Yeah.
But
Coach Wright, look, I mean, I know in terms of, hey, things in terms of record hasn't been where you wanted it, but talking to Coach Hill and having the opportunity to be around our coaches, I mean, they even said it in the week in preparation for the game last year. It looks much better on film. I know the results aren't there, but to you and your staff, like, are you seeing the same thing internally? Like, hey, we're making steps in the right direction.
yes, we do. We feel like I think I was telling somebody how tough this conference is, and we had a lot of freshmen last year. And after year one, getting hired late, I had to put together what I felt like we could just get some warm bodies in uniforms. And then year two, the first chance we really had to sign high school class, we felt like we had a great opportunity to get a lot of high school players, and a lot of them played last year's true freshmen and are all back. But I tell people all the time, this is not the conference you want to cut your teeth in with freshmen, but there's going to be growing pains in anything, and we definitely had some moments I felt like we improved, and just playing. I tell people all the time, I felt like there was 8 or 9 teams, and Southern Illinois being one of them. Y'all were a top 10 team last year, and not being able to make the playoffs was an absolute shame. And probably, a national championship contender type team, but this conference is so good, and it's like I tell people all the time, it's like the SEC and Big Ten if you took the top 5 teams from each conference, and I think it showed up with a lot of our teams beating some conference champs and everything.
And Illinois State, no doubt, showed that in the postseason last year. I mean, a team that the Salukis just had a great day against, and then Illinois State went on a great run, and we'll talk to Coach Spack here in a minute. But I talk about this with Coach Mallory, and I spent some days with him and Terre Haute, and he does a tremendous job in Terre Haute with his program. But it's just surviving the gauntlet, And you said, cutting your teeth, one as a coach, but also cutting it with freshmen. How much, I don't know if it's really a big talking point with your team, and I understand right now it's, hey, there's a lot of areas that we want to focus on, but if you can get through that gauntlet, if you can be one of the 5 or potentially 6 teams that get a chance to get into the postseason, guys, we're going to be ready for it if you can get through this, the mess that is the Missouri Valley Football Conference.
I tell people, I said, it is you take last year, just the preparation each week. You're never going to play somebody and say, man, we're going to be able to get a huge advantage here because they're not well coached or they're not fundamentally sound. And you take Southern Illinois, for example. Coach Hill's probably one of the best offensive minds in college football. And DJ, I messed with DJ. I said, when I got a call about the Murray State job, I watched the tape and I was like, man, we got a great quarterback. I'm kind of at need already with the portal, but and credit to Coach Hill, he has absolutely developed him, and that's, unfortunately, I don't want to play him again, but it's nice to see a young man, I think, make a right decision and staying at Southern Illinois because he's going to be well coached and has had a lot of success there and different things, and I think that's the good thing about this conference, and same thing with Bo at Youngstown State. You got 2 quarterbacks that probably could go out and start for any FBS team in the country and win consistently, and unfortunately we got to play both of them. But I think it is good for football to see young men like that stay and reward the programs that's took a chance on them and developed them.
Jody, it's clear when you see the support that Murray State has had on social media recently with all the gifts that have been flowing in. It's a great time for those in Murray State athletics, and your program has been the beneficiary of some of those gifts. I know a new turf going in this year, a stadium club level I know going to start get renovated and built. You see the vision of what you have for the program, but what it means to know that you guys are getting an influx of major support right now.
Yeah, and credit to Nico Yanko, our athletic director. He is in my opinion, the Michael Jordan of athletic directors. He is able to raise money, and it's always easy. I think when if I could go in there and he could sell a football program, and we just won 12 games, but we haven't. And I think our boosters, he's done a great job, and our new president, Dr. Patterson, of the importance of how it can develop a university as whole when there's support and athletics kind of being the front porch of your university, and how much branding that can get out. But, just the upgrades and facilities since Nico's been the athletic director. And he kind of asks me all the time, hey, what do we need? And we get the training room redone, the weight room, trying to do all the stuff for the players first, for recruiting and those sort of things. And we're starting to build some new dorms on campus. So that makes a huge difference. And I say all the time, we got some great support and boosters. And I don't know if hopefully they believe in our vision, or they just feel sorry for me, one, but at least they're giving money. But it's been a blessing.
You guys get some really good time in the summer now. That's one of the benefits of really the rules and how they continue to allow you guys to see your group. You ultimately will get the gauge come August, and when fall camp starts here really this month. What is, in terms of the OTAs, and as you're building this group, like what does, where you go, hey, like we have some pieces here where we can build upon?
Yeah, I think the main thing I'm most excited about, I think we got a lot of guys that believe we can compete and win, and they fought last year. And a lot of the freshmen we played last year, whether it's AJ that's here, Jake Darby, or starting left guard, they put on 20 or 30 pounds of muscle. They're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger, and hopefully they're going to be smarter, better football players. And and just seeing them compete and grow together and go through some hard stuff together, I think is going to naturally make them gel more as a team. Probably the biggest thing I'm excited about, I feel like we've got depth. A lot of it's still some young depth. We're going to still, but maybe some guys that may have played in 3 or 4 games last year, and now there are 2 or 3. But I think we've got quality depth where year 1 and year 2 maybe we didn't even feel good about the guy starting, and God forbid something happened to them or they got hurt, and you were at your bare minimums at some positions. But I feel like now we've got some good quality depth, FCS football depth, which you need in this conference, because it's a black and blue conference, and it's just like the NFL. You're gonna have injuries, and you're gonna have some bumps and bruises, and guys aren't gonna be playing full speed. So you better be tough, and you better have depth.
No doubt, and that depth is going to get tested all the way throughout the year. Yeah. Coach Wright, we appreciate your time today, and always the time that we get you without during the season as well. And look, back-to-back years we get to Murray, Kentucky. And I do have to say this, when we were there for baseball, it rained like the whole week. When we were there, of course, last year for football, it rained like no other on your homecoming. Can you put in a good word to Mother Nature? Like, can we finally have a non-rainy day in Murray, Kentucky?
The good news is we're gonna have some new turf, so at least the turf is gonna be good. But yeah, we're gonna have to get some. It is beautiful most of the time, but man, that game last year, I tried to be tough and wear a short sleeve shirt in the first half, and it about got me about third quarter. So, but no, it'll be hopefully we're gonna get some good weather this year.
Coach Wright, seriously, we can see the improvement that your program is making. Keep trugging along, and we look forward to seeing you again this year.
Thank you. I
appreciate it, Coach
so
Wright. Yep.